There's a couple things I love doing this show. You guys know it. You guys know it. One of my things that I love is being told what I think. You know, when the Republicans or the Fox Talking News folks tell us the left thinks whatever the fuck, right? Glenn Beck does this all the time. And our dear friend Bongholio does this all the time. This is Dan Bongholio, everybody. Is he on Unfiltered? Yeah, he's on Unfiltered. This is his own show, which, by the way, he constantly complains about how filtered it is. Now,
listen,
shut up. So the biggest complaint he has is that on his show, Unfiltered on Fox, buried in the late afternoon on Saturdays, when at literally DGAF o'clock in the news cycle, I don't know, it's how they keep him on for doing the 5 occasionally or some shit. It's hard to tell what the worth of it is, but there you go. They've just buried him in the late Saturday afternoon. He's big on letting us know, you and me, what we really think, what we believe, how we see things.
See these Marvel movies out there, you know.
Yeah, so watch all.
Hulk, Spider-Man, all that stuff.
Yeah, I watched Hulk, Spider-Man, all that stuff.
They have this weird thing where there's these alternate universes there. Whenever they...
Okay, this weird thing, these alternate universes. Okay, he's talking about the multiverse, kind of. But I'm a big fan of people trying to explain stuff they are not interested in or don't give a shit about, and also fundamentally don't understand in fiction poorly. So this is going to be exciting.
They need to explain something away like, hey, that's crazy. Like the X-Men. How did they not see the attack on New York? Oh, they were in an alternate universe or something. You know, you've seen some of it in Marvel. Remember this? Check this out.
I'm Peter Parker.
Okay, so they're doing the 3 Spider-Man timelines.
That's not possible.
By the way, and No Way Home is awesome. Great movie.
I'm Spider-Man in my world.
No.
Okay, unrelated. And by the way, that's how they explain it. They don't just not explain it. They actually explain it.
Reality can be whatever I want.
This, folks, these actors, they could be in the Biden White House too.
You do realize you're a huge fan of a pretend billionaire, right? Like, literally, if you want to talk about alternate universes, it's where Donald Trump is actually a success at real estate and Joe Biden is actually under the thumb of China because of some deal.
There's multiple universes there too in the Biden White House. These guys are full of crap all the time. There's the...
Okay, so there's multiple, this is his premise. Okay, multiple universes in the Biden White House. They're full of crap all the time.
Real universe, and there's the full of crap universe. That's a...
Yes, that's where your show sits.
Biden universe. Real, full of crap.
Get on with it.
Real, full of crap. So...
Oh, for fuck's sake.
They're full of crap on inflation. You ever see this guy Biden? He's always chatting about inflation as if he did something to stop it with the Inflation Reduction Act or whatever. So he gives a speech the other day talking about how Republicans, if they get in office, are going to make inflation worse, which is really weird because inflation was 1.2% year over year before this guy took office.
Yeah, because the entire economy was fucked into a cocked hat. There's an alternate universe that apparently Bonino lives in where the economy of 2020 happened because of the fiscal responsibility of Donald Trump, who raised the national debt $7 trillion in 4 fucking years. Actually less, because they did it in a big hurry and then they coasted on it. But that he made the decisions that brought gas down. He made the decisions that brought down inflation, and not the fact that he ignored COVID because he was trying to get his deal with China through, so much so that it basically overwhelmed the entire economy and just killed a bunch of people, and who gives a fuck? COVID never happened. That's the alternative universe. It's financially that Bonino wants everybody in his circle to live in.
It's now 7 points higher. Does he ever tell the truth? The Wall Street Journal covered this. And then
Really, who owns the Wall Street Journal? Wouldn't be the same company that owns your network, would it?
he said, you know what? We had to print a whole bunch of money.
We didn't print a bunch of money. And even during quantitative easing and the idea that we were handing out PPP loans and that kind of stuff, and that was creating more money in the economy, at the same fucking time, wealth in the economy cadavered. It didn't stack on top of the normal economy. The normal economy was fucking gone. That's why we in the financial markets worldwide right now have a liquidity problem with the US dollar. Would the US dollar be as strong and as worth as much as it is right now if there were too many of them in fucking circulation? This is one of the dumbest fucking arguments these assholes keep putting forward. The money printer printing money, printing money, money printing. Which, if all the quantitative easing and all the loans and all the stuff that the federal government did during COVID had been done without the existence of the damage that COVID did to the regular economy, you'd be right. It would just be magic money on top of money, and that would be insane. That's why nobody ever fucking did it. Nobody even suggested it, except Donald John Trump, because in 2019, Trump was telling the Fed we need negative interest rates. On top of our regular economy, we need to print more money. And not only that, the Fed needs to pay banks to take it. The baseline fucking stupidity of this shit. And the fact that this dickhead is talking about alternative reality when he is literally making all of his case about the economy as if COVID never occurred. As if supply chains have not been either shattered, shortened, or in some cases, going forward, eliminated forever. That's what this asshole's doing. He's pretending none of that is true. But what do we expect? It's Bangholio. He's looking for a teepee for his bunghole. Teepee. All right.
To inflate away the dollar. Why?
To inflate away the dollar. Fucking hell. I mean, every fucking time. Must I? All right. Here's, you want to see some Wall Street Journal? Fuckhead? You want to see this? This is today. Hold on. Yeah, this is today. Here's this, hey, Wall Street Journal, Biden deceptions and inflation. Meanwhile, on the same fucking newspaper today, it took me all of 4 seconds of typing and 2 goddamn clicks to get to a strong U.S. dollar buoys small cap company stocks. Why not grab that headline, Bongholio? How about this? Why this one, not this one? Why this one and not this one? How come? Why? Huh? What is this? Hey, Bongholio, answer me. You blocked me on Twitter, you prick. Oh my God, just the fucking laziness.
Because the economy needed help. Actually, that's not right either there, Joe B. The economy was growing at about 6% GDP annualized before you got in office.
From a fucking hole. And it absolutely was not. Like the idea that we were growing, hold on. Like that's GDP growth. Let's look at 2020. Let's go. Here's the BEA. 1 second, if I may. Current dollar decreased 2.3% or 498.3 billion in 2020 to a level of 20.93 trillion, compared with an increase of 4% or 821 billion in 2019. So it was going up and then COVID hit, and it took a giant shit. It went down 4, and then it was up 4, and then it went down 2. It's basically severed it in fucking half. The price index for gross domestic purchases increased by 1.2% in 2020 compared with an increase of 1.6% in 2019. Let's see. We're going to try to do it. There you go. There you go. That's what life looks like with a... It recovered quickly because everybody thought it was over, and then Delta hit, and it took a giant shit. Just lazy and dumb.
And now we're shrinking. Shrinking. You know, like this, it means getting smaller.
Oh, I see. Like your brain, you raisin-brained moron.
You know about that?
Yeah, tell me about that. I mean, we're all here. You got 3 minutes left or 2 and change. School us. Give me an economic lesson, fuckhead. Let's do it.
See the Seinfeld episode?
No, I didn't see the Seinfeld episode. Maybe speak in actual words.
It's not just inflation they lie about in this alternate universe they live in. Again, the reality...
No, asshole. You just lied about inflation, by my count, 5 fucking times. Major times, anyways.
universe and then the full of crap universe Biden lives in, right? Do you see?
No, not right. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
See the stunt they pulled with gas prices? So, you know, sadly, gas prices are going up again. We all get hurt by it. We all put gas in our gas tank, right?
Well, if you have an electric car, you don't. Isn't Elon Musk your hero?
So instead of using the national gas average, which is going up, this is great. If you spend any time in a statistics class in college, you know.
Yes, that's where you could find Bongholio in college, in a statistics class.
Central tendency, you know, the mode. They didn't pick the average. They picked the most common gas price.
So, more Americans pay that price than the averaged out price between the cheapest gas in the country and, say, California gas. Is that what it is? Fucking hell.
Mode. Folks, nobody does that as a measure.
Nobody does that.
Of gas prices. Here, take a look.
Since the beginning of the summer, gas prices are down nearly $1.20, and the most common price at gas stations today is $3.29 per gallon.
Take stock of where gas prices are today. You know, today in America, the most common price for retail gasoline is $3.29.
Did you catch it?
Yes, we all heard it. What's your point?
Not the average.
This is, again, this is supposed to motivate Republican voters to vote this fall.
The most common price. You know, mean, median, mode, and stuff. You're like, I heard something like that in my statistics class in college. If you live in an alternate universe, you pick whichever one of those measures gives you the price that isn't the real average. That's what they do, the Marvel universe. There's one more, too.
Why didn't you show the average price then? According to AAA, average gas price is $3.88. Look at that good old-fashioned American map. Here's the cheapest gas. Here's the mid-level. Here's the states that are slightly above mid-level, whatever. And then here's the more expensive ones, California, West Coast mainly. There you go. Refinery issues, and of course, more gas taxes. Washington State, in particular, Oregon, California, we spend a lot more for gas. And so you can spend a lot more for gas as you drive through the barren desert states as well.
This one really aggravates
$3.88, that's the average.
the hell out of me because it involves things like, you know, people dying and stuff, crime.
Uh-huh. Let's hear it. This involves people dying and stuff, you know, like crime. We're not, I'm guessing we're not going to talk about too many loose guns on the street.
This is serious.
You think?
I was a police officer and a federal agent myself. We'll be covering some of these issues tonight about law enforcement, right?
Right.
You know, it's optional for some of these cities to submit to the FBI their crime numbers. So right before the election, I find it awfully strange that the FBI crime statistics.
Hold on. This is the article. Let's see if it says what he says it says. Haven't looked at it. We'll see. Let's do it.
Statistics didn't include LA and New York. See, because if you live in the full of crap Biden universe, not the
Crunching the crime stats. That's Christopher Wray. That's the guy that Trump put in charge of the FBI. And that's Joe Biden happy because he has a belly full of ice
real
cream.
universe that we all live in, high gas prices, inflation, and people beating the crap out of each other on streets in LA and New York because they can't get crime under control, it would probably be
That's why they're beating people up? It's a weird way to handle it.
really helpful to get a national picture of the crime situation by including only 2 of our biggest cities. I'm just going to throw that idea out there.
Yeah, it's a great idea. Let's see. Is it brand new? Did the Biden administration stop giving crime stats all of a sudden? What do you think the chances are?
Probably a good idea.
All right, maybe.
Crime picture national.
He's going to go back. Okay, so we'll show videos of people fighting.
Big cities nationally. So you don't think it's strange they left them out? But when you live in the full of crap universe, there you go.
Okay, so that's where they stop. He stops the video there on black people beating up other black people. Here's the actual article. Let's see. Murder rate mystery. New FBI crime stats don't include New York City, LA. Biggest U.S. cities haven't converted to new reporting system. Policymakers urge to exercise care amid data blind spots. The FBI's latest crime report shows violent crime dropped in 2021, but there are a few gaps in the data, like New York and Los Angeles. Police departments in the nation's 2 biggest cities were among those that failed to convert to the Federal Bureau of Investigation's new data collection system, meaning they weren't able to submit I thought they were choosing not to protect Biden. You know, the way New York does. To submit statistics for the report released Wednesday, the FBI and Justice Department instead made estimates for those cities. They didn't just leave it blank. They didn't just assume. They made estimates by looking at the actual stats that the cities put online and putting that into the... fuck me. Okay, according to the new report, the number of murders rose 4.3% in 2021 from 22,000 to 22,900. That compares to a whopping 30% jump between 2019 and 2020. You starting, fucking hell. You guys, you starting to get how the headline game works on the right? You starting to understand how they get their own easily baitable, and by the way, I tell people on the left side of things to avoid this kind of shit too. Like I said, bless his heart, Rex Chapman, but sometimes he'll post videos of like violent encounters with cops that only start right as the violence has started, has nothing of the 20 minutes preceding or any of that stuff, and leads people to think that this is an extraordinary example of something it is not. That kind of stuff. You should wait in all those situations to get as much information as you can. And if any time you do not get all the information, you can take that in as a factor of why was all the information denied me to make my decision about this? You can take that as suspect, I think. But there is a reason why this motherfucker puts up headlines and then does not read the rest of the article or does not post it. Yeah, TYT does this shit all the time too. According to the new report, the number of murders rose 4.3% in 2021 from 22,000 to 22,009. That compares to a whopping 30% jump between 2019 and 2020 when Donald John Trump was president of the fucking country. Let's see. The FBI said violent crimes dropped because a 9% decrease in robberies offset smaller increases in murders and rapes. Is there a crime problem? Do we have to deal with it? Yes, as adults. A 4.3% jump in a single year in a country of 340 million people, when that's 22,000 to 22,900. Is it something to like pop out of bed like a fucking jackknife, sweating in the morning? No, it isn't. But it's something you consider when you vote for a DA or you vote for a sheriff or those kind of, you factor it in, but it's not in a country this fucking size, 22,900. All right. Anyways, any is too many, but best practices in stopping it, right? Okay, Republicans have made rising crime a major plank of their midterm election campaigns, and Democrats are likely to seize on the new report, but the data gaps could limit the statistics' political benefits. With so many agencies failing to report a full year of data for 2021, the year's annual crime data release will have significant blind spots, according to an analysis by the nonpartisan Brennan Center for Justice. Policymakers will have to exercise great care when using this limited data, both pro and con, for the record. Crime overall, including nonviolent offenses, was flat between 2020 and 2021, according to the FBI. That's April to April. That's the same time period we got the first list of 100,000 opioid deaths, as the excess deaths were marked during COVID. The FBI stopped accepting data from the old system in January 2021. The new collection and analysis system is expected to dramatically improve data about crimes once it is fully in place. Now, again, there is going to be, and I've talked about this before, there is going to be in 10 years' time, I look back at the number of people who are in jail, and they're going to go, there was a huge increase in incarceration due to a renewed interest in Biden's crime bill, kind of da-da-da-da-da. And I'm here to fucking tell you that this will put more repeat offenders in jail for longer. And will put resources in areas where more repeat offenders showed up. In the same way that the crime bill that Biden put forward, while there are certainly people who were, where 3 strikes in California had its impact on groups of people as far as like length of their sentence because they kept offending violently. The major reason why we had an increase in incarceration in the United States, hands down, is VICAP and the fingerprint system. They both went online from 1993 to 1999, so you couldn't lie about who you were. Go watch the Ted Bundy shit about how the 40 days he was in the fucking wind before he made his final attack in Florida and got busted, and they brought him before a judge, and it was obviously Ted Bundy to anybody who sees the video now, but then they didn't know who the fuck this guy was because he had a paper license that was typed. There was no picture ID. Once that shit ended, people went to jail for a long fucking time. FBI stopped accepting data, okay, from the old system. It isn't clear though. Oh, sorry, hold on. The new collection and analysis system is expected to dramatically improve data about crimes once it is fully in place, helping lawmakers, policymakers, law enforcement agencies, public safety organizations, and researchers better understand the scope and demographics of violence. It isn't clear, though, when that will happen. It will probably be possible to speak of a precise national murder rate or national violent crime rate for 2021, according to the Brennan Center. Confidence intervals may make it difficult to determine whether the rates of some offenses rose or fell. They didn't leave the numbers out. They estimated based on the regular reporting. Their new system is way more precise. That's all. Nobody fucking pretends that they, that murders and rapes and violent crimes and robberies didn't happen. Yes, record high voting does mean more Dems are voting, Ethan. That is true in our chat room. Hi, chat room. Anyways, love you guys. I just needed to, when somebody posts an article like this, every single time, it makes the hair on the back of my neck stand up because it is always suspect. It is every time they fucking do it, especially when it's murder rate mystery. Da, 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 that's it. The new FBI crime stats don't include NYC and LA, but it doesn't say they don't. By the way, that's not true either. They estimated. They used the regular statistical way to add it into their averages. Because 2 billion among those have failed to convert to the Federal Bureau of Investigation's new data collection says, meaning that they weren't able to submit statistics for the report released Wednesday. Instead, the FBI and Justice Department made estimates for those cities. They're not missing. They might be slightly higher, they might be slightly lower, but they're in the fucking ballpark. So even that headline is a lie. They include them. They just go on how the city does them on the old system, and they incorporate them into they plug those in instead of using the new reporting system. Is your toaster trying to kill you? Right after this. Exactly. This is like something in your water may be killing you. Tune into our special report on Friday. What? It's my water. Tell me fucking now. Say, trade me right fucking now. Trade me right fucking now. And hang up. All right. So Bongholio's a moron and a liar. And we know this, the end.
You get a little prettier picture before the election to try to lie to people.
Hey, Sean Hannity.
All right. Not at all.